Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Arrow, episode 418, titled 1159, which premiered Wednesday, April 6, 2016 on the CW. Guys, so sorry for the delay. Trying to catch up with everything. It's taking longer than I thought it would, but thank you for tuning in. So, quick reminder, I haven't read any of the DC comics, so anything I think or believe is going to happen next in my predictions is based off what I see on the screen. So let's get started with the 10 o'clock and let's begin. So something new we learned in this episode. Basically in the flashbacks, we kind of get more of a visual confirmation that the idol that Ryder has been going after is the same one that is in Damien Darhk's possession. That big honkin' paperweight thing that the Arrow team had stolen back in 415. So I guess that's some way to connect the two together. Otherwise, I have no clue. Also, we see that Ruve Adams is the new mayor, although Oliver was a written-in candidate for the mayor position, even though he had dropped out of the campaign race. So that was a surprise. I think it was like 40-something% of the people had written his name in. So that's something. Hopefully, when they kick Ruve out of office, Oliver can step in, hopefully, fingers crossed. But also something we knew that we learned is that the Arrow team learns that Malcolm Merlyn is not only working with Damien Darhk, but he's trying to figure out a way to break him out of Iron Heights. So because of this, we see tension between Oliver and Diggle, because Oliver is suspicious of Diggle's brother Andy, and Oliver thinks that Andy is a mole for Damien Darhk. John Diggle thinks that his brother has changed, so he's in his brother's corner, which is why there's tension between the two partners. Also, we see Malcolm fighting Thea at one point, and he marks that... sorry, I still have my cough. Hold on. And he remarks on the fact that she has no killer edge because the bloodlust isn't an issue for her anymore. We also see Damien Darhk getting his idol back, thanks to Malcolm Merlyn and Andy Diggle, who finds the missing piece that the team had originally separated from the idol to make it useless without it. So, because of Andy Diggle being a part of Damien Darhk's organization, this is how Damien Darhk knew the identities of everyone on Team Arrow, because of the fact that Andy told Damien Darhk that his own brother was part of the team. And then it was just easy deduction from there on who was part of the vigilante team. So because of this, Damien Darhk stabs Laurel, kind of as payback for Captain Lance turning on him while she's suited up as Black Canary. We see Oliver rushing her to the hospital. We're given false hope that she's going to pull through, but then I believe some embolism in her bloodstream is her downfall, and Laurel dies at 11:59 with the whole team surrounding her. And unfortunately, Captain Lance didn't make it in time because he was originally told that she had made it through surgery. So there's that. So what was the most shocking moment of the episode? Laurel's death. I mean, yeah, they've been setting us up for a big death since the season 4 premiere, but it was surprising that it was Laurel because she's such an integral part of the Arrow team now. But with the way that they set things up for her in this episode, it makes complete sense why it's Laurel. It's just the fact that they were willing to kill her off. I mean, I'm told that Black Canary is very important to the Green Arrow story in the comics, so it's just surprising that they were going to go as far as kill her off. So there's that. Also, looking back in the episode now, Laurel's death shouldn't be a shocker because of everything that was setting up this episode for her. She was offered a position to be the district attorney, which is a position she's been working professionally for a very long time, especially those 3 years when she believed Oliver and Sarah were dead. She's been working towards it. Her becoming a vigilante to deal with Sarah's death was kind of a side path for her. So the fact that she was offered this job, whether by Ruve Adams or not, it was something that she was trying to strive for professionally. The fact that she was given that's one thing. We also got Captain Lance telling him how proud he was that she became Black Canary. That's another thing that was an indicator in itself right there. Also, the whole hospital scene after Laurel got out of surgery, everyone is giving I love you to her. Laurel's telling Oliver that he will always be her one love or her true love or whatever, even though she knows that Felicity is his. The reappearance of the photograph he always carried of her from the island came back, bringing up all these old memories or old connections, things they normally would not talk about with each other. It was brought up. So that already gave you a bad vibe in the fact that she knows that her time is running up. So after looking back on that episode, the little clues were definitely in there for sure. But the fact that she died was surprising in itself. I was totally off in regards to who was in that grave. But so, top 3 favorite moments. Sorry, wow. Top 3 favorite moments of the episode. It's going to be bad, I have to say. But the first one has to be all the emotional reactions to Laurel's death. If you've followed my Arrow recap videos, you'll know that Laurel's not really been my favorite character. I've always had issues pertaining to her story or how it's been dealt with. Still doesn't mean I wanted her dead, especially like this. But what I liked about her death was all the emotional reactions she got from dying. Like the team's reaction to losing one of their own. Captain Lance's reaction to losing his daughter. Even though it's all devastating to see these characters go through that, the fact that we see them so vulnerable is what I liked. Because when you see them through that vulnerability, you truly see what this character death meant to them. So, yeah. Sounds weird, I know, but how else am I supposed to pick a favorite scene out of a major character death episode like this? So moving on, next favorite moment has to be the reappearance of Oliver's island photo of Laurel in the present day. Yeah, we see it a whole bunch in the flashbacks, but the fact that we saw it in the present day was surprising, and I really liked that when it was brought up, Oliver and Laurel were able to talk about their past and what that time in their lives meant for them, and they called it the simpler times, I guess you could say. And I don't remember him ever giving Laurel the photo. It probably was back in season 1, but if anyone knows the specific episode, let me know for sure, because I thought that last scene between the two of them was very touching, for sure. Last favorite moment has to be Captain Lance telling Laurel that he was proud of her becoming the Black Canary and how she rose into such a character and how she dealt with Sarah's first death, or second death, I should say, by remaking herself into this warrior instead of drowning herself in the pain of losing her sister. So I really like that Lance finally told Laurel that he was proud of her, because we always saw that he's always been resistant of the fact that she's putting herself in harm's way. So it was great to see him come around in that aspect. So top 3 peeve moments. Andy Diggle betraying John is a big one. Which that betrayal was kind of typical. Yet I wish it wasn't how it ended, like with Laurel's death. But John's going to be beating himself up for trusting his brother, and it sucks because Andy used the fact that John believed in him, the fact that his own brother believed he could be good, he used that against him, and that is just pure manipulation. It's just John was definitely better without having his brother back, and I really hope that Carly and AJ have no idea that Andy's back, because they definitely do not need him back in their lives. They don't need a manipulator like him, no way. Another peeved moment was the fact that Ruve Adams is the mayor. It's definitely not looking good for the city if that's the case. So there's that. I mean, I wonder what would happen if everyone found out that she was the wife of Damien Dark. I mean, how has no one come across that bit of information yet? I mean, really. So moving on, what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode? Laurel's death and what it's going to do to the team afterwards. Since they've come so far as a team, and it looked like they were finally meshing well and finally finding their groove together for sure. Moving on, random questions. First one. So how long did Damien Darhk know the identities of Team Arrow? Was it since Andy was released from the Arrow Cave cell and was brought home to Dago? Has it been since then? Or is it just recently? I don't know. I hate both of them for sure. Next question. There goes the timer. Question is, how will Laurel's death affect the team going forward? Definitely going to be an interesting thing to see how they all deal with such a death so close to them. So that's going to be something. And last question, how or when will Sarah learn about Laurel's death, since Sarah is time traveling with her own team on the Wave Rider back on Legends of Tomorrow? So I'm wondering how that bit of news is going to get to her and how she's going to deal with that. Or if we're going to see her at all back on Arrow to get that news. So moving on to predictions. The promo for episode 419 shows that this episode isn't coming back until April 27th. Yeah, April 27th. And it's Canary Cry, and it's going to feature Laurel's funeral. We also see Diggle getting too close to crossing the line when he attacks Ruve Adams while dressed up as Spartan. We could also possibly see a possible Laurel and Oliver kiss, maybe a flashback. I'm thinking season 1, since Oliver's hair is too short for it to be before the Gambit sank. So we're definitely going to see a little bit of history between the two. But it definitely looks like we're going to still see Laurel in the episode, despite the fact that she is dead in the present day. So moving on to the synopsis for the episode, though, it seems that Lance doesn't believe that Laurel is truly gone, so he turns to Nyssa. There's apparently some Black Canary sightings, and we're also going to see Diggle's guilt over the fact that he trusted Andy, which led to Laurel's death. So overall predictions, though, I think we're going to see flashbacks of a different kind to honor Laurel somehow throughout the funeral, probably with each different character touching on a certain moment that really touched them with Laurel, maybe. I don't know. I hope they do. They got to really pay tribute to the character, for sure. Also, hopefully Barry Allen is seen in new footage for the funeral, since we had first seen him in the flash forward of that funeral back in the premiere episode when he was late to the funeral, but he was there for Oliver when he said his goodbyes to the grave. So hopefully we'll see Barry again. And also, hopefully we find out who the him is that Felicity is referring to when she tells Oliver that he needs to die. And it was in episode 410 in the flash forward. The him could be Damien Darhk. Obviously, he was a direct cause for Laurel's death. Could be Malcolm Merlyn, just because he's siding with Damien Darhk. And it could also be Andy Diggle, for the fact that he revealed the identity of Spartan to be his brother, and that allowed for Damien Darhk to figure out who the rest of the team was, including her own identity. So those three are very good options. And that's about it. So what did you guys think of the episode? What did you like? What do you think could have been done better? What was the moment for you that you realized that Laurel was a goner? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Also, your own thoughts, theories, and predictions about what's next to come. Because once 419 comes back, guys, there's no more hiatuses. We're going to run straight through to the season finale. So, looking forward for all your predictions for the last 4 or 5 episodes of the season. And also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. I'm a little behind there too, but usually I post promos, sneak peeks, web clips, synopses, GIFs, quotes, dialogue GIFs, anything like that. You can usually find on Tumblr. I reblog everything that usually pops up on my dashboard. A little behind at the moment, like I said, but check it out. Link for this episode from Tumblr is down below, as well as the link for the master list with all the arrow tags is also down below as well. And, yep, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. Truly appreciate it. Again, sorry for the delay. I managed to get my corrupted files fixed, so now it's just catching up on everything, both with videos and both on Tumblr as well. So please be patient. I'm working as hard as I can. Good thing about these hiatus at the very moment is the fact that it's allowing me time to catch up. So again, thanks for watching. I hope you come back next week. Is it next week? Yeah. Hope you come back next week to see what I have to say about the next episode. So until then, this is Mel wishing you a great day, great week, wherever you are. Bye for now.